self-taught 22-year-old finance blogger who founded the Capitalist Mosotho is of the view that Basotho do not really know what services and programs banks provide. This is according to the article in The Reporter. We live in a world where access to financial information has become relatively easy, but many still remain in the dark. Welcome to Money Adventures with TK, a podcast for the ordinary African who's determined to get their personal finances right. Willing to have a better relationship with your money? Well, this podcast is for you. In today's episode, I chat to Relebohile Kabelo, a young blogger on a mission to educate Basotho youth in particular on finances. Now, for me, finances are very exciting, and as a finance bachelor, to meet a younger version of myself makes me really exciting. Kabelo is a surname, right?
Yeah.
Relebohile is the name. Okay. So, Relebohile, welcome to Money Adventures with TK. And how are you feeling today?
I'm actually feeling just fine.
Just fine,
yeah.
I like it. Relebohile, you are very popular on social media under the name Ngoanabo Banka. So maybe talk us through where does that name come from?
The name comes from FNB. There was a time around this year, around June, August, somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
Ntate Lerato, who's
in
the
marketing
management, yeah. He had invited me to give me some goodies, which were FNB's head cap,
mm-hmm.
and a few things, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Ngoanabo Banka, FNB kapa Ngoanabo di Banka kaofela.
Ngoanabo di Banka kaofela, not really FNB though.
Okay.
If they paid me, yeah,
they should pay.
Yeah. So he got to approach me on Twitter because on Twitter I vent a lot about literally most things.
Mm-hmm.
So FNB is one of the issues
mm-hmm.
I vent about. Well, I give out compliments. Most of the times I actually complain because of some things like
mm-hmm.
issues and fees,
mm-hmm.
the service, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so being Ngoanabo Banka, looking back at your own journey, what would you say has been your biggest money mistake?
I think it's being emotional about money.
Okay.
In this way, I think I may have about 2 points to elaborate on. The first one will be impulsively spending.
Oof.
And the second one is chasing money, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So on the first point, most of the times I believe I can make money whenever I can, or whenever I need it, which leads me to spending the money I have to save for the future, mm-hmm. for necessary things I need in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps, let me make an example with, maybe I need grocery.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I might need grocery in about 2 weeks' time.
Sure.
And at the moment I have limited money, which will only be used for that grocery, but then decide on spending it because of thinking that I'll be able to recover it later.
Mm-hmm. Which you never do.
Sometimes I do, which has formed some sort of a loop because I always think I can be able to recover the money I spend.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I live alone. So I've been living alone for 3 years
mm-hmm.
now. So I've been meeting up with this kind of situations,
mm-hmm.
a lot. And financially, I'm independent.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. So talking about being financially independent, you are a self-taught finance blogger. How did you get into that, or where did that start?
it started. It started back then in 2020. If not 2020, I would say 2018. But let me just prove out what happened in 2020. In 2020, I had a few insurance policies to claim on at Metropolitan. So during the process, I was kind of curious on how do insurances make money, and it ended up so I was actually, well, it actually came out of curiosity. Then a few months later after that, I decided to buy this book called Understanding South African Financial Markets. Yeah. And yeah, prior to that, which was in 2018, I had psychosis for 4 months. And then when I had to go back to school after 4 months because I had recovered, I couldn't go back to school, so I had to take the whole year off. And during that year, I wanted to make money, but I wasn't sure on how can I make money. So a few friends of mine told me that I can make money through Forex. The way they explained it to me was like Forex yeah. And then I got to learn about that, but as I was learning, it wasn't actually similar to what I had got
Been
before.
told.
Yeah. So and along the way, which was in 2020, most people it's actually the time when I was mostly active on Facebook. So fumana batho ba reng Forex ke scam, like on Facebook. So that's when I decided to get into this whole thing and try to find out what everything really is. Yeah.
So what I've also seen on your social media platforms is you do a lot of reading around finance books, and now you're doing a writing to a point where you've recently launched your blog, The Capitalist Mosotho. So how has the journey been creating the blog, and what have been some of the challenges that you've experienced?
First of all, that is the main challenge. The main challenge is funding for the blog. The blog, I don't work alone. I have a partner.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was last year around November. Nale partner yak like we already knew each other from social media.
Okay.
But Rekwapane in one day and then just talked, and then after that, like the blog the same day. But prior to that, Keneke ends a Facebook profile, a Facebook page, the Capitalist Mosotho, where I started sharing information on what is cryptocurrency, what is Forex, what are stocks, because most people really don't know about that, like most Basotho, to be specific. So after that, like during that day, the posts I had on my page, Adisa Moon on the website. Like we made the website in one day, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. And we decided that we have to have our own URL, our own domain name, yeah. So we hated the Wix part, like, the Wix, yeah. So we had the money back then.
Had the money. Okay.
We had the money to change the domain name and make it just the capitalistmosotho.com because we really hit the Wix part, and the ads by Wix.
Yeah.
So that was the first challenge, which of course we paid for the domain name only for about 3 months, I think. But then we didn't promote the blog enough back then. And then life happened and I had to go to school. My first year in National University of now. I'm sorry about that. But so I was kind of preoccupied to keep on updating the blog. But recently, that's when we decided that okay, that's fine. We'll use the domain name we already have, which has the Wix part, yeah.
Aha, okay. So I think I want to take it back. Well done on that as well. And one, I still want to know, do you still have the money? Because you said back then we had the money. So do you still have the money or some kind of money right now?
Well, okay, currently we are sort of in trouble because of our personal issues. So we don't really have the money for the blog, because we are also stressing on the point of how are we going to monetize. Yeah.
And that's a very important question. But on the point of monetizing, I want to take it back to the banks. On social media, you've been talking about, recently talking about the Botebelela account. Okay?
Yeah.
And for me, I got excited. Hobani, the Botebelela account is such an amazing product. Yet so many Basotho, particularly youth, don't know about this account, which is available across all the banks. So maybe share your thoughts on the account and what you'd want people who are your audience to know.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but first of all, when I realized the account, Botebelela account, I was sort of disappointed to myself, and I felt more like a retarded person, because account eno ke account e long hore I don't remember the date specifically, but
Yes.
in the 26, 24 some March this year, the reporter it's a
For the Money Month campaign, probably.
no, it was just the headline.
Okay.
Like CBL orders banks to cut
Yes.
fees.
The directives, I remember that.
Yes,
the
yeah,
directives,
something like
yes.
that. So I actually thought, hore, no, the bank account is our fee. Like literally I thought of that. Only to find out later that hono bua ka Botebelela account. So Botebelela account, I will encourage anyone e leng hore o batla hore a bele bank account. Ebile less than 3,000 per month, because it's just a normal bank account, but it has close to no fees, because fees are tindinyane. The bank I use mostly, which is FNB, of course.
They should pay for this.
It charges for deposits, withdrawals, literally nkare ke ntho nngwe le nngwe. Yeah. So with the account, but for bangata baka thuseha.
I think just for the view. Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
I have a neighbor name. I think she normally sends money to South Africa, but really she used to go to the branch ebe o tla kopa batho ba mo romellele tšhelete. But in a lot of I think even her, she can actually benefit from the account.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say to the viewer, the Botebelela account is available across all the 4 banks in the country. This is an account that seeks to address financial inclusion, about to get more people to be financially included. So if you earn less than 3,000 Maluti or 3,000 Rand, you can open this account. Obviously, you'll need your documents, proof of ID, proof of residence, and source of income, whatever that is, I guess. Yeah. And then it's like he mentioned, close to no fees. So you literally get free ATM deposits, withdrawals, you can transact, so it has a lot of benefits. So and it's for everybody, people who are earning less than 3,000 Rand, whether you're a helper, a teacher, whatever, you can open that account.
Yeah, even people are now blessed to have a positive balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also it has no monthly fees, like 0 monthly fees. And every single account has a monthly fee. Yeah, even student accounts. So, yeah.
So I think drawing closer to the end of our conversation, maybe share what your thoughts are, a couple of views on Basotho and their personal finances, particularly young people like yourself. Where are they in terms of the money conversations?
Okay. I'm not really sure what can I really say about this, but ntho ke e hlokometseng ya the youth, people like me.
2000.
Yeah. I don't really consider myself the 2000,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, because
Cool.
yeah, but ke ntho hore re nahana hore re ka ba barui ka pele, like we are chasing that wealth,
Instant gratification.
yeah, of which I don't really recommend that, but rather I recommend people to look deeper into compounding, like compounding as in every single area of our lives. Like a person who works out, work out and then over consistent. It's more like compounding to a positive something. But moto hansa work out and then after a few days, let me take a day off, and then the following day he says the same thing. It was like compounding a bit on the negative side. So I think people should just compound. An example can be there are different types of investments, or let me just say securities, financial securities available in Lesotho. Masala, can I mention the companies? Into Putadi Chaba, Ekaba Masala, but most people think or it can be enrich. It can be literally any form of financial security available, which would help people to keep up with inflation. Because ba kgona hore ba tšhelete ya bone e se ka ema nqa e lengwe, but rather increase, compounding.
And then I think just in closing, what are any future plans, or what are any future plans in the pipeline for yourself as an individual, for the blog, the Capitalist Mosotho, and where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Right now I think besides being a student, I'm a blogger. I consider myself to be a blogger and a salesperson. Like I sell almost everything, but mostly books. But on the blogging side, I want to focus more on blogging and get so that I fully get into blogging. So in terms of the blog, the only one blog I have, which is the Capitalist Mosotho, the name I actually got inspired by the book. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but the Capitalist Nig, I don't know if you know.
Yes, I know the book. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got the Capitalist there. So I didn't want to call it the Capitalist only, but I thought of calling it the Capitalist Mosotho. So in I was still alone back then. Information but they aren't actually aware of. Because as I said, I've been living alone for 3 years, so I've tried so many things to get the money to a point whereby I'm on YouTube. So about the blog, I want to fully get committed to it right now and stop doing. Besides being a student, stop the sales part, like not focus on the sales part. What do my readers like? Or content creator, I think you understand.
Yeah, the compounding effect as well from a blog
perspective.
perspective.
How are we going to monetize it? And in the coming 5 years, go like hore. Yeah, the Capitalist Mosotho just a website, but hobele dissemina, hobele a weekend whereby we go out on drinks, like business conversation over drinks or cafe what. Most people want to have that, but haba and recently most people are trying to adjust to that and make those. So ka tsona re shebile hore re be helpful to our readers. Like, yeah.
Okay, nice, man. I think those dreams are very valid. And I think just in closing, what advice do you give to young Basotho specifically? What's your advice to them, or words of encouragement or words of inspiration? And also follow that with where they find you on social media and your social media handles. Yeah. So what's your advice to young people? And then where do they follow you if they want to connect with you or want to follow you on social media?
On the part whereby they want to connect with me, ke kopa hore ke tla give my details.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but Ngoanabo Banka, so batla bona.
Yeah.
Ngoanabo Banka, yeah. So, an advice I found young people is that
Deep.
okay, like Takatsaka, they normally don't work because they like we want something to blame. Yeah.
Or someone
to blame. And happy most of my age mates, it's ke batho bana le batswadi. Now I have been independent for 3 years. So they are comfortable, of which is cool. Comfortable, honestly, yeah. But nka encourage batho ba itsebe na yo mang, and then listen to their intuitions. If intuition ya hae mo bolella hore a etse something and then people are against it, like I follow intuition, because in this whole blog thing, people were somehow against the fact that I post a lot on social media. Yeah, because I literally post yeah. So but never against that. But right now it's somehow different. Yeah.
Okay. So I've been chatting to Relebohile Kabelo, also known as Ngoanabo Banka. And firstly, quick disclaimer, what we spoke about here does not constitute as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, speak to an authorized, registered, licensed financial planner or financial advisor or a financial coach. Secondly, and this has been such an exciting conversation, because when you see young people coming into an industry so complex and simplifying finance, it really gets me super, super excited. Of course, I will link all his contact details and social media platforms in the description below so that you can follow him. But yes, he is on social media. He's very active on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, do head over to his blog, the Capitalist Mosotho, which I'll also link in the description below. And of course, if you've been listening to this podcast and watching this video on YouTube, you know the drill. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it with other people so that we can grow the community. But also let us know, particularly as a young person, that Kabelo says that follow your intuition and believe in your dreams. So what are you doing as a young person in this economy where things aren't always easy for young people? What are you doing to better your life, to sharpen your skills, and to create opportunities for yourself? Until the next video.
One more thing.
Sure.
I sell books.
You sell books?
Yeah. I want to focus on the blog, but I also sell books.
You sell books.
I want them to be my passive income for now.
Yes,
yeah.
I love that. So young people, if you are not doing anything, he's selling books. So I'm sure you can sell something to make an income. And I mean, he did say he's financially independent. So that is a big
I'll be grateful, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for coming to the podcast. I hope things will work out for you. I hope the blog will grow. Like you mentioned, the compounding effect, it takes time to build, you know.
Yeah.
So people will see you. The banka sent it to Ubona, Babisa Ngoanabo Banka after all. So hopefully all the banks will jump onto this guy, because I believe that he is about to transform and disrupt the industry. So until the next video, love, peace, and
money.
You said it, not me. Cheers, guys. Thank you. You've been listening to Money Adventures with TK. I want to hear from you. Don't be shy to leave a comment, to share, and subscribe. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Escapes with TK, and follow me on all social media platforms. Remember, money is an adventure. Let's enjoy the ride.